Today I got a fantastic story for you guys that shows exactly why I love doing this. After testing this RX 6600 XT, I sold it, and there was this young guy and his father showed up, but they were a little bit uncertain whether this card would fit in his computer or not. Turned out it didn't. I of course offered them a full refund, but the father wanted to build a computer for his son. He asked for some advice and I suggested an AM4 system. So I came across this open box AM4 motherboard and I got it at a really good price. Our motherboard is the Asus Tough Gaming B55M Plus Wi-Fi 2. Then I helped a friend of a friend with a repair and an upgrade of his AM4 computer, and I got the leftover parts for a good price from him. Our GPU is the AMD Ryzen 5 3600, and cooling it will be the Be Quiet Pure Rock Slim 2. The leftover parts from the upgrade also included 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, our system disk is the Kingston NV2 PCIe 4 NVMe M.2 SSD, 1 TB. So after getting my hands on all of these AM4 parts, I got to thinking about that young guy and his father. So I dropped them a message asking, they'd built a computer and they hadn't. So I suggested, building an AM4 computer for them. The bottom of our tower cooler here is square, so I'm going for a cross pattern with our cooling paste here. Anyway, so turns out, this young guy has been doing really well on his exams, and the father wanted to take the opportunity to give him a reward. So I suggested this build, and yeah. One of the great things is that we are coming under the price of the cheapest computer you can buy at Elkjøp, which is like a large Norwegian electronics chain.
That is daylight robbery and I'm a victim.
And this is going to be so much better in every way. Our power supply is the CORSAIR RM650X. This is a fully modular PSU, and this is one of my favorite PSUs. Anyway, so we're now giving another young guy a great opportunity to get into gaming for a really good price, and he's getting a really cool gaming computer that he can be proud of, and that will run all the modern games. It's going to look fantastic, and it's very upgradable, and we're reducing e-waste. In our case is the NZXT H500. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing, the reaction of these guys when I built this computer, because I think it's going to look really cool, This is an intake fan, and the NZXT H500 has a filter on the bottom here. So that's perfect. The I/O shield. So one thing I've learned from building computers from used parts, open box parts, is that when looking for motherboards, always check that the I/O shield is included, and also that the CPU backplate is included. For most motherboards, you can easily find this on the internet through AliExpress and whatever, but it is a hassle, and sometimes it can double the cost of what you paid for the motherboard. Right, so let's start hooking stuff up. This is going to be a nightmare to film. It's the 8-pin CPU, 24-pin ATX, and USB 3.0. Filming me hooking this up is next to impossible, so I'll just go through it. That's front panel audio. We got the front panel connectors here, and this is a SATA port for the SSD. We got 4 of these LED ring light fans. They are of AliExpress, and the front ones will be mounted as intake fans. So this is our fan controller. I think we'll mount it something like this. Like so. And then we can control the RGB using the remote. So it's finally time for the star of the show, the GPU that started this whole journey, the RX 6600 XT. Our storage drive is the Kingston A400, 960 GB. This is a SATA 3 drive, so 6 GB per second. I really like the way these trays here just snap off. Especially because it's so much easier to hook on power and the connector here. Now this mantra when I build computers is think cable management from the beginning. That makes everything so much easier at the end, you know. Alright, and now before we start cable tidying and zip tying our buddy here to Kingdom Come, let's see if it posts. It's alive. So it's memory training. And it looks like we have post. Yeah, baby. So now let's take cable tie this, install Windows, and do some game testing. There's this riveting content. First out in our battery of game tests is CS2, and in 1440 high settings we got around 140 FPS and a few kills. If this was my computer, these are the settings that I would use. Seeing how far we could push it, we reached over 170 FPS in 1080 low. And as you can see, the high frame rate did nothing to help my lackluster skills in this game with pro moves like this.
Я успел, да. Я его увидел и сбежал. было. Вот мне...
Then it's GTA 5 and here in my Beamer. For some reason I could not disengage the 60 FPS lock. So here we are at 60 FPS in 1440 with no change to settings. I love playing this kind of game with a combination of a controller and mouse keyboard. I drive using a controller and use the mouse and keyboard for everything else. Not that it makes me a better gamer, but it's just so much fun. I love this game experience and recommend it to all. Palworld 1440 Hive gave us 50 FPS. And at 1440 medium we got more than 90 FPS, and this is how I would play this game on this computer.
Yeah.
In Hogwarts in 1440p with high settings we got a steady 60 plus FPS. I would play like this, enough said. Cyberpunk, and enjoying it to bits with both controller and mouse and keyboard again. 1080 high gave us above 60 FPS. $1440 low gave us about 60 FPS. We had to take out Johnny O at the sausage stand with a more direct action this time. For max graphics above 30 FPS experience, 1440 high gave us around 42 FPS. The settings I would use though is 1440 high with FSR, which put us at a stable above 60 FPS. Starfield 1440 low put us just shy of 60 FPS, and for the life of me I could not push this game to a stable 60 plus FPS. 1440 high native puts us at around 40 FPS, and to be honest this is how I would play the game on this PC. 1440 low with FSR 3 gave us an average of 57 FPS. And even with 1080 low and FSR, we still got exactly 57 FPS, with the game looking like utter crap. But again guys, that is it for today. Please do the usual YouTube things and I'll catch you in the next one.